Okay, hello and welcome to yet another Saints for the Third video. We're gonna, since we just finished doing Mayhem, the first three instances, now we're gonna go right to the second three instances. And this one begins the easy level in Salanda, which for some reason I keep wanting to call Salamander, but whatever. So, I'll start with easy. I only need 90,000, and I'll work with the fire-breathing Uzi. I don't know why I call it that. It's the incendiary bullet Uzi. And again, notice I found a whole shitload of fences, so easy way to get the combos up. And I don't expect this to take very long. It's
looks better this way.
The easy level, even on hardcore, it's pretty easy to build points up real. I'm already up to a 50 multiplier. I have over a third of the points I need, and I'm only like 20 seconds into the damn mission.
That would make Gat proud.
You know, it's like I said, it's easy. The easy level is just as its name. I still highly recommend finding fences and getting as much damage as you can. Grenades are very, very helpful, and whatever weapons they give you in this, as I said in the last video, you get infinite ammo on. I love using the grenades on the gas pumps. You know, and as you're probably noticing, I'm getting pretty decently high combos. You know, they're all in the 30s, which for level, you know, for the easy level is all you really need it to be.
Nice.
And if you run out of objects to destroy, there's always people shoot up and set on fire.
That works.
By the way, this is so obvious it probably isn't even necessarily worth mentioning. But if you are getting your multiplier up, you get points and multiplier for shooting people that are in cars, and then you'll get multipliers for exploding the car itself. So it's a way to keep your combo going. And as you saw, that was just so absurdly easy. What did I finish that in about maybe a minute and a half? That's pretty easy. So, now we will head to the medium, which is going to be way, way down south by the hideout, by Shundy's crib. And as always, can't find a good car. Try stealing the truck. So, I'll call for a homie vehicle.
I'll run with you.
Oh God, this guy think he is.
Always feels good to kick ass.
I love my stripper gangs. I got the doctor's outfit, the nurse's outfit with the stethoscope, and then I forget what the other one is, but kind of funny. That's another thing I love about Saints Row, is the ability to customize gangs. No other sandbox gives you that. Alright, so we'll start the medium. Starts at 4 minutes.
Nice.
By the way, one just little tip to remember, so it's not really a tip as much as something to remember, is if you've been driving a car and you try to destroy it, it's harder to destroy. Any car that the player is either in or just got out of is harder to destroy than a car that's either parked or that's stolen from the AI.
Clean that up.
You know, Volition did things in reverse of Rockstar. I don't know if you guys ever noticed it, but the early... By the way, let me just say that you need 200,000 points here, and you notice I'm getting all the fences and all the inanimate objects as well as the gas members. Anyway, what was I saying?
I'm always on when it counts.
Oh, yeah, about the cars. And one of the things I used to hate about the early Grand Theft Auto games is that the AI used to cheat. Meaning, a cop would be chasing you. Let's say you had 3 stars, and so the cop would be coming after you, and the cop car with the AI driving it would handle better than your car by default, would be faster. He would, you know, the cops would catch up to you, even if you were driving the same exact car, and you were going at full speed. Somehow they would magically catch up to you on a straightaway. Well, Volition, I always thought that was very cheap, by the way. I always felt that, even though I love Grand Theft Auto and I love the old PS2 games, I always felt that that was a little bit cheesy. It was like a way of building artificial, cheap difficulty into a game. And most game companies do that. Most developers do that. They go all those expensive. And sandbox games are no different. But Volition, in this game, oops, there's a specialist. I love those crazy rollerblading superhero specialists. But anyway, I keep getting sidetracked. I think I have ADD. But anyway, Volition went the opposite way. It reminds me of the old, you know, the old baseball. Anybody who's familiar with baseball has heard the term "the tie goes to the runner." And if you're not familiar with baseball, what that basically means is that if you've just hit the ball or you're stealing a base, if you and the guy who's trying to tag you out get to the base or tag you at the same time that you get to the base, where it's an exact tie, the umpire, as a rule, 99.9% of the time will give the tie to the runner.
That works.
Right? In other words, so the runner would be safe even in a tie. And that's kind of the opposite of what most developers do. Most developers are sort of like umpires who give the tie to the thrower or the catcher. And I always thought that was a little bit cheap. And so Volition turned around and said, no, we're going to give the tie back to the runner, and we're gonna make this game so that when the gamer gets in a car, the car is going to be tougher and stronger and harder to destroy than when the AI is driving. Now, a lot of people may not have noticed that, but I think that is an incredible improvement over sandbox games in general, even over Saints Row 2, which was arguably one of the best sandbox games in history, at least in my opinion. A lot of people don't like Saints Row 2 that much. I do.
That would make Gat proud.
So anyway, enough of my long-ass metaphor and tangent. We're up to 158,000, and the reason I'm not really too worried about giving you instructions here is I think you can pretty much see what I'm doing. I'm getting my multipliers always in the 20s and 30s at least, sometimes into the 50s, destroying all the fences. Now, I'm actually running out of time here, but I'm not too worried about it because I happen to know this area has a lot of fences. And with all these gangs coming after me, it's really, you know, I just put 30 grand on the board within seconds. You know, within 13 seconds, so, again, it's pretty easy. The only thing is, I recommend, as you can see, as it gets harder, to make sure you keep moving, and make sure you're constantly shooting and blowing stuff up. Okay, so let's go all the way up north, into Ashwood, and grab, look at the dead brute, laying there. Let's go all the way up north to Ashwood, and grab the, by the way, I beamed there with the Starship Enterprise. In case you're wondering how I got there so quickly. Well, it was either that or I edited out that video footage. I'll let you decide which one it is.
This never gets old.
Okay, so now look at all these rich supply of fences. Now notice what I'm doing here because this is hard. I've got my level up to, I've got my combo up to 24, and only now do I start destroying fences. Now, look at what that does. Immediately, because I'm playing hard, immediately I've got my combo up to over 88, 92, 94, let's see how high I get it here, 99, 101, and this is probably going to end. Yeah, okay, so I got my combo, I got 100,000 points, I got a third of my points, all within 25 seconds or so. And the reason I did that, again, let me stress what I did there, more important than what I'm doing now. The reason is because I saw a bunch of people coming at me because I had 3 stars and 4 stars. So what I did was I got my multiplier up to the mid-20s before I started going after the easy fences. This way it was just the multiplier just climbed. Now, this is the most difficult of the Mayhem missions in this game. Because look how... you notice I picked this backyard. But look how voraciously the gangs and the law enforcement are coming after me. Now I'm up to 4 stars each. So now it's getting a little grueling. But... again, what's happening here is that I've got SWAT, I've got brutes, I've got helicopters, I've got specialists. And they're just all coming after me. Brutes and SWATs and cops, oh my. But, you know, again, I'm making short work of getting a lot of points, but now notice I ran out of stuff to hit, so now, fortunately or unfortunately, I've got to go out to the open. So I've got 160,000. I'm more than halfway there, with over 3 minutes to go. And now, oh, that was cool. Did you see that? I was able to grab the specialist, pull her in one of those awesome moves. Alright, so now I'm able to get my combos up by destroying all the attacking. Did it again to the specialist. How cool is that? By the way, if you want to know how to do that, I'm sure you know, but you run towards the specialist and hit the awesome button, which in this game is L2, or the left trigger on the PC if you're using an Xbox controller, L1 on the PS3, and I'm assuming the left bumper on the 360. Alright, so anyway, back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. We are at 2.5 minutes and over 2/3 of the way there. And thankfully, all the law enforcement and gangs are being nice enough to provide me with lots and lots of targets. Now, the one thing you've got to stress here, and the one thing that this video is glossing over, is that I'm pretty good in combat in this game. If you're not good in combat, this is going to get grueling fast, because what happens is you'll end up surrounded by enemies really, really fast. I'm making it look kind of easy because, again, I'm pretty decent at this game. More fences over there. But what ends up happening is I also have myself completely leveled up. I've got level 3 on all the damage. As I've said in many, many videos, I refuse to upgrade to level 4 bullets and explosion and vehicle damage because I think that just breaks the game. There's no challenge in it anymore. All my weapons are at level 4. And by the way, when the game provides you with weapons, you still keep the level 4 of it, even in these. Alright, there we go, 300,000. Alright, even with 1.5 minutes left. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, as always, check out my band's videos, Unbroken Chain, formerly Stagger Lee. You can find videos under both names. And look for more Saints Row the Third videos coming soon. Alright, everybody, have a great day.